the work around access to medicines and particularly morphine. Just as the World Health Assembly is a meeting of health ministers, there's also an annual meeting of drug controllers or drug regulators, which is, it's called the UN Commission on Narcotic Drugs, which basically their function is to talk about what are the big global challenges related to drugs. And that for many years, those meetings focused entirely on drug interdiction, on drug prohibition, etc. In 1998, there was a big global meeting that adopted kind of a vision for how the world should deal with drugs. And if you look at that document, it declares drugs an evil and a danger to public health without any mention of the fact that there are a number of controlled substances that have critical medical functions. And that actually, according to international law, countries have an obligation to make available to patients. So that whole issue is just not on the radar screen at all. And so again, we've been working with a range of organizations to change that. Next, in 2016, there's going to be a special session of the UN General Assembly that is going to focus on the world drug problem, as it's called. And so we've been working very hard to try to make sure that that meeting discusses the importance of controlled substances for medical use. And so the idea is that through that meeting, countries will get a very clear signal that they need to review the drug regulations that they have put in place in past years to make sure that they don't interfere with the availability of medications like morphine. And I mean, we've been working on this for a number of years, and I think we've had some very good successes in kind of changing the attitude of drug regulators. And India is actually a very good example where in February of 2014, India's parliament adopted a number of changes to India's Drug Act. In the past, the Drug Act created this very complicated system for hospitals to get medications like morphine. The pharmacist would have to go and get 4 or 5 different licenses from different government departments that all had to be valid at the same time. And so if by the time you got your final license, the first license had expired, you could restart the entire process. And so as a result, morphine basically disappeared from Indian hospitals. And now the changes to the law create a one-window license system where the hospital will be able to go to one government agency, receive a license and a quota from that agency, and then they'll be able to procure, kind of within their quota, they'll be able to procure all the medications that they need. And so you see in India, we've seen a significant shift in how the drug regulators are looking at this issue. They're not looking at it solely from the perspective of we need to control, we need to prevent, etc. They're also looking at it from the perspective of we have a duty to make sure that a patient who is dying from cancer doesn't have to die in untreated pain because of the regulations that we have put in place.